Let's start with action verbs. Action verbs tell us what action someone or something is performing. It is what the subject of the sentence is doing. Here we have the example, the students play on the playground at recess. Play is the action that is being performed by the students, who are the subject of the sentence. They are actually doing something, therefore it is an action verb. There are two types of action verbs, transitive and intransitive. Here we are talking about transitive verbs. Action verbs are transitive if the receiver to the action is named, and the receiver is the object of the sentence. Here's a way to find out if there is a receiver or object receiving the action, making the word a transitive verb. Ask the question, verb, what? And if there's an answer, the verb is transitive. So take the verb of the sentence and ask what right after to find the answer. Be sure to only answer for what and nothing else like why or which or who. And it must also be only a one-word object. Let's take the example, he opened the door. So we say, he opened what? Opened the door. Since there's an answer to the question, the verb is transitive. The door is receiving the action of being open. Verbs are intransitive, however, when there is no object receiving the action. Maybe there is an adverb after the verb, a prepositional phrase, or even no words after the verb, but there is no object that is receiving the specific action taking place in the sentence. Let's look at this example. The cars raced through the traffic light. If we use our little trick, raced what, we have no answer. Therefore, it's intransitive. There is no object receiving the action of the verb raced. In contrast, a linking verb shows no action at all. Instead, a linking verb works to connect a word in front of it to a word behind it. That word describes or identifies the first word. Here we have a very basic sentence to show how linking verbs work. The man was angry. The linking verb was links man to angry. It helps describe the man as angry. We have a few words that can be both action and linking verbs, so we have to decide if they are action or linking. So how do we do that? Well, it's really quite simple. First we ask ourselves, are they actually doing something, or is something actually happening? If so, it's action. Or is a word linking to a word in front of it to a word after it? Here's one way to check. Replace the verb with the form of be. If the sentence still makes sense, and you haven't changed the meaning of the sentence, it is a linking verb. Take a look at the example below. The soldiers look tired. Replacing the verb look with are gives us the soldiers are tired. The sentence still makes sense, and the meaning has not changed. Therefore, it is a linking verb. Helping verbs are words that are placed before a verb to form verb phrases. There can be 1, 2, or 3 words in front of a verb to allow it to make sense in a sentence. Without the helpers, the sentence will not make sense. Here we have the example, he would have gone to the movie if he didn't have to study. Would and have help the word gone to make sense in the sentence. The sentence would not make sense if we just said he gone to the movie if he didn't have to study. We have to have would and have for the sentence to be correct. Sometimes, however, adverbs are added into sentences to make them more precise. This is not problematic, but it can interfere with a verb phrase if the adverb is modifying a verb. Even if adverbs are interrupting the verb phrase, they are not part of the verb phrase. In the following example, the adverb always says how often they have gone. While it makes the sentence more precise, it is not part of the verb phrase.